Now, question 4 is a question on solving simultaneous equations. It will surely come out in every exam. It can either be just a simple question like this, where you are asked to find the value of x and y. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they can ask you to find the coordinates. So there will be two coordinates. They will say, oh, this curve intersect this line. Find the coordinates of the 2 points where the curve meets the line. So that's the other type of question that they can set. Now the third type is problem sum, where they give you a certain problem, right, and then they ask you to solve the problem, okay, and by solving the simultaneous equations given in the problem, you will be able to find the answer, okay. But for the purpose of this revision exercise, we will just do this very straightforward simple one. Now first thing, you have to notice that there's a 4y here, there's a 4y here, there's a 3x here, there's a 3x here. So instead of just blindly making x the subject or y the subject, right, you can make either 3x the subject or 4y the subject, and then you sub in. Okay, so what I've done is I have made 3x the subject, so I'm going to sub this whole thing into here. So there's no more 3 already. I'm just going to replace this whole 3x, right, with this red color 17 minus 4y. Now after you've done this, do not expand straight away, okay? You have to combine whatever you can combine. So in this case, 17 minus 20 is minus 3, right? Then minus 4y is just minus 4y. You simplify first before you expand, okay? Let's take a look at this. Now, quite a few of you simply square this to get 16y squared, square this to get 9, and that's it. You forgot totally about this plus 24y. So that's not the way. Remember you learned in sec 2, right? This is a square plus b square, and then in between these two terms, you have this times 2, right? So it's a plus 2ab. Okay, so don't forget this. Later I'll show you the mistakes some of you make. This square, this one square, then this times 2. That's all. Same here, square this, so no more minus, right? Then this times this, you see minus 3 times minus 4, right, will become 12. Okay, then it times the y, so it's 12y. Then you times 2, that will be 24y. Now after you have done this, combine all the y squared terms together, y terms together, and the numbers together. So you minus 50 both sides, you get minus you minus 50 both sides. So 9 plus 9 minus 50, right, you get minus 32. Now after you have done this, you can either simplify, or in this case, right, because I just want to find the x and y value, I don't bother to simplify. I just immediately use the minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, that formula. Now you must show this working. If you don't show, right, you will lose the mark for this particular working. That means those of you, right, who straight away from this step you press calculator, you jump to here, although your answers are correct, we will not give you the full marks because you didn't write this quadratic formula working. So you either show the quadratic formula working or you show the factorization working. But my recommendation to you is just use the quadratic formula working. Don't bother factorizing. Okay, so this is one set of equation and this is another set of equation. So this is one type of question that they can give you. If they ask you, if they tell you, this curve, for example, this curve intersect this line, then find point A and B, right? Find points A and B. Then you cannot leave your answer like this. Okay, you cannot leave your answer like this. Your answer will then be, for example, A equals to half 5, B equals to 25 over 3, minus 2. That is if the question is phrased differently. They say that, this curve intersect this line at points A and B. Find the coordinates of point A and B. Then you give this answer. Okay? So I hope you're not confused. But in this case, because they simply ask you to solve, right? So this is your answer, correct? This is one set of answers. This is another set of answers. Okay, so that's all. Now we are going to show you some of the mistakes that you made. Okay, so you see, you learn how to use the quadratic formula this year, right? So definitely there's a use for the quadratic formula, and quadratic formula is used for more complicated quadratic equations like this, where I don't bother to simplify to the simplest form. You then can use already. Or if the numbers are not nice, not fractions or integers like this, right, then you can use this. Okay, so of course you won't know you won't know how the answers are going to be like. So if you try to do this, it's very complicated, correct or not? Okay, so don't be too rigid in your thinking. Don't just stick to your lower sec method. You have to use the new method that we have taught you this year, because you actually need it for the questions this year. Okay, so because you see, you try to do this, right, then you don't know how to factorize, then you lose all the marks already. So out of 5 marks, now I told you before, simultaneous can be 5 to 7 marks, then you lose 3 marks already. Okay, now this particular student, he's not alone. I mean, this person is not alone. Some of you totally don't know what to do. Okay, so you just cancel out everything. You made some algebraic manipulation error. Alright, so those of you who are not good in algebra, I strongly recommend that you redo this question. Okay, redo. You redo, you will find that you become better. Okay, and for this particular student, a very hardworking student, what he did was expand this term, expand this, and then the problem is that he ended up with x and y. So simultaneous equation, you cannot have x and y. You won't be able to solve. Of course, there was an attempt later to make y the subject and then substitute in. But you see how complicated the whole thing is? That's the reason why you cannot finish doing the paper, because the method that you use is wrong. Okay, so you should use substitution method like so, and then you will find that your working is so much faster and neater. You see, I actually managed to get the so-called quadratic equation after just a few steps, whereas this one, right, after so many steps, still leading to nowhere. Okay, so it's all about strategy. Now the other thing you need to take note of is in A maths and E maths, right, whenever the answer is exact. What do I mean by exact? You see this 25, 25 over 3 is an exact answer. It's exactly 25 over 3, which is 8, 1 over 3. So you don't go and 3SF. 3SF only if the answer is not exact, like square root 20, square root 3, all this kind of numbers, then you go and leave it as this. Okay, if they didn't ask for exact. Okay, now okay, this one nothing. Okay, I want you to present your answer correctly. So just write one or can already. Because when you say or, this one or this one, right, you are saying that this is one set of answers, this is another set of answers. Because if you put another or here, it means that you can interchange this. So don't put another or here. Alright, this is a very common mistake which I told you you will make, especially in the exam, and especially if prior to reaching here, you do a lot. You see, you do a lot. Then later when you finally get some answer, you thought that that's the end. No, that is not the end. Because the equation that you're given, right, has two unknowns, x and y. So after finding the x, you got to find the y. Okay, very common mistake. So please check during examination. Now, this is what I mean. You see, you do a lot, right? You see, doing corrections, do a lot. Then you got some answer, right? Anyway, this answer is wrong. It should be exact answer. Okay, 25/3. Okay. But you see, after finding the x, right, you totally forgot about the y. So please remember, there should be two sets of answers, okay, for x and y. Now, this other question here, you see when you try to do too much, right, actually from here, for this type of question, from here, right, you can straight away use the quadratic formula already. There is no need to simplify, no need. But you see, you try to simplify, you divide by 6, 10 down here wrong, it should be 40. So that's what I'm trying to say lah. Your algebra or your mental calculation not there, right? Then you make a lot of mistakes. Okay, so from 2 you make 4y the subject, very good. Then you sub here, very good. Okay, very good. But then you see, this is a very common mistake. Do not make this mistake again. You see, a minus b square is not a square minus b square. No, this is totally wrong. Very serious error. It should be 400 plus, because minus 3x times minus 3x should be plus 9x squared, you see. But in between these two, there should be another term. This times this is minus 60x, right? If you don't know, you just press calculator. Minus 3 times 20 is minus 60. Minus 60 times 2 is 120. So it should be minus 120x. Okay? So please do your corrections. And this is what I call very careless. You have one set, everything all done correctly. Okay? Then you have one set of y value, another set of y value. You sub this in. But then you actually sub this in here. That means you say you want to sub 2 minus 2, right? But actually you sub the other one. And then in the end, you only got one set of answer. There should be one set of answer for y equals to half, another set of answer for y equals to minus 2. Okay? Now, this one is a very small thing. You probably won't get your marks deducted. But I just want to say, right, you should always have very systematic working. So this equals 0. This should be equal to 0, okay? So that you can continue from the next step. Okay, lastly, what is this? Oh, you see, you found one set of x, then you totally ignore this other set. There should be two sets, okay? You do not reject any of the values. Whether it's positive or negative, you don't reject. You just write down the values. Okay, so that is all.